Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Susan's Just Making It. I'm Susan and I'm here making stuff, messes, chaos, and just trying to make it through life. If you've been here before, welcome back, and if this is your first time watching, welcome to my channel. Hope everyone's doing great today and happy Mask Monday. Hope your week's getting off to a better start than mine. I've been taking forever to get this Mask Monday recorded and up. Just running behind today. And then as soon as I got ready to do this, the lawn crew decided they wanted to come and make a bunch of racket. And then my son came in and I was talking to him. So anyway, I'm going to try to get this out today. Excuse me. So for today's Mask Monday, I'm going to be using the Vitamasques Cranberry and Apple Probiotic Repair Mask. And I'm going to be using the Pumpkin Fresh Peepers Under Eye Mask that I recently, well actually both masks came in my FabFitFun box. It's just different ones. So the reason I'm going to be doing these is, as you know, in a few days is the beginning of fall. And today I'm going to be sharing 15 fun fall facts with everyone. So fall themed mask, apple and cranberry and pumpkin, and then my fall fun facts. This says it's a 20-minute mask, and I did want to read some of the benefits. It says, Cranberry and Apple Probiotic Repair, a moisturizing and repairing sheet mask that is made with apple cranberry extract, vitamin C, multi-peptides, probiotics, and postbiotics, prebiotics, probiotics, and postbiotics. It says clean formulation, vegan-friendly, adaptogenic, microbiotic, allergen-free fragrance. So, and then the Pumpkin Fresh Peepers, it just says, see life through a fresh pair of eyes with these hydrogel patches enriched with pumpkin extract, fruit enzymes, red algae, and cognac. It's like a nourishing salad for your peepers. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get these masks on. I love under eye patches. So I'm looking forward to trying these out. And they don't smell like anything. I had another sheet mask out for today that I thought, oh, if I'm doing fall fun facts, maybe I should do my fall kind of mask. So put the mask I had back and grab these. Right from the get-go, I can tell that these are very slimy and juicy. These under my eye. Hopefully they'll stay where they're supposed to. Sometimes they want to migrate once I get the face mask on, but put them on and hope for the best. It has started to get a little cooler where I'm at. The weather's been very bipolar here, but we can tell we're definitely getting into fall. It's been getting pretty chilly in the evenings. It'll get down in the 40s, and the days we've been having cooler days where you need to grab like a sweatshirt or something in the morning and in the evening. And then we've had days like over the weekend it was almost 80. So the weather doesn't know what it wants to do lately going into fall. And today we're expecting thunderstorms. So oh my gosh, it hasn't rained for a couple days. We're due for another week of rain. Just saying. I think the only place that gets more rain than we do is maybe Seattle. It rains a lot here. This smells really nice. Nice mild scent. I got 3 of these in my FabFitFun box, and I shared a couple of them, and I'm like, I'm glad I saved one for myself to try. If I can figure out how to unfold it. Maybe I should have came on with my mask already on, because it's got a lot of serum and essence in it, but it's not super watery, but it's not creamy either. It's nice. Oh my goodness, it's like a puzzle. I always tend to make things more difficult than what they need to be anyway. Oh my goodness, here we go. Let's see if I can get this on. And it does say to avoid the eyes and the mouth as much as possible with this, so I'm gonna try to be mindful of that. Just get this on. It smells really good. It's a mild scent, but it's a really nice fragrance. I like the way it smells. I wouldn't necessarily say it's apple or cranberry, but it does smell really nice. And then this is one that you don't need to rinse. It just, after 20 minutes, says take off and pat the essence into your face. So that's all good. Let's get this around my face. This is a slimy one. It's okay. Hopefully it won't dry out too soon because it's got a lot of essence and stuff in it. So, there's that. I don't do empty, so I just throw that right in the garbage. Remember to towel, so I'm one step ahead. So, I wasn't sure if I was going to do a mask money this week, and if I did, what I was going to do for a topic, because I had no ideas. I've been so busy with crafting. I apologize for being late getting to comments, responding to comments. I'm going to try to get to that sometime today or this evening, so I apologize if you've left a comment and I haven't gotten to it yet. But bear with me. I'm just trying to get a lot of crafting done for fall. I have a collab coming up and I'm trying to get everything done in time. So, not a collab that I'm hosting, just one that I'm in. But I've got some projects I'm trying to finish up for that. So, which I do have a collab that I'm participating in that'll be up Thursday on the 22nd. At 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then there will be one on October 1st, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, anyway, just a little FYI there. But I've been busy trying to get ready for them. Well, the one that's coming up later. Anyway, whatever. Sidetracked. So 15 fun fall facts. So I was collecting some fall facts. Some were interesting, some were not so interesting. Some of them were like way too detailed, so I didn't want to get into the whole backstory and stuff. So I just found 15 that I thought were fun that I would share, since we are a few days away from the beginning of fall and I'm doing fall masks. So, fact number 1. More people fall in love in the fall. Reason being, and this was according to Redbook, reason being is that cooler weather makes people want to get closer to other people and not be alone during the cool winter months, which kind of makes sense. You know, they say, you know, cuddle weather and stuff. So, but they do find more people fall in love and relationships start in the fall. They say on Facebook there's a higher percentage of in a relationship type posts, the statuses in the fall. Number 2, there are more than 7,500 apple varieties, 2,500 in the U.S. alone. I knew there was a lot of varieties of apples, but I did not realize that there were that many varieties of apples. So if you like apples, and even if you don't care for apples, I mean, with that many varieties, you're bound to find something that you'll like. I'm trying to get this hair out from under my mask. I don't think my hair needs a face mask, but maybe. So that's a lot of kinds of apples. I've never been apple picking. I always wanted to take my kids, and I think it would be fun to do someday. I did take my kids berry picking when they were young, and when I was a kid we used to go pick strawberries, but I've never been apple picking. Number 3, there's a candy corn day. Whether you love candy corn or hate candy corn, there is a candy corn day. It is on October 30th. So, for what it's worth. So people either seem to love it or hate it. Personally, my least favorite candy is circus peanuts. I think they're really super gross, and that's a running joke. Everyone says they're going to buy me circus peanuts. I'm like, I'm not eating those things. They're disgusting. Number 4, fall leaf colors are caused by sugar, which I never knew this. At my age, I never knew that. It says the color leaves change is based on the amount of sugar in the leaves. That's why maple leaves turn such a bright red color. And we're going to be revisiting that. But I never knew it had to do with the sugar in the leaves. Learn something new every day. Number 5, it takes a lot of apples to make apple cider. I found 2 different facts on this. One said it takes 1 gallon requires 36 apples. Another source said 40. So between 36 and 40 apples to make a gallon of cider. Apple cider is the bomb. I love having apple cider in the fall. Content to leave it just in the fall, but I have to have at least 1 or 2 glasses of apple cider in the fall. And if you can have it with donuts, oh my goodness. We have the apple cider mill here where I live, and during the fall they have apple cider and donuts, and oh my goodness, it's like a big thing around here. Number 6, autumn holidays. We have Labor Day, Grandparents' Day, Patriot Day, the autumn equinox, Columbus Day, Halloween, Veterans Day, Remembrance Day, and Thanksgiving. I would have never thought that Labor Day was considered a fall holiday, but I guess it makes sense because it's the unofficial end of summer. So, in Columbus Day, I know there's a lot of, you know, opinions about Columbus Day, but I'm sure people are still happy to have the national holiday and a day off, except for if you want to use the postal service or go to the bank. But yeah. Number 7, each autumn monarch butterflies migrate from the US to Mexico and Southern California, which I kind of knew that they migrated, but it says they can fly at speeds between 12 and 25 miles an hour. Did not know that. It says they're the only insect that migrates to warmer climate of 2,500 miles away. That is a long way for a butterfly, in my opinion. I think in most people's opinion. And of course, you knew I had to have a fact about butterflies in there because I love butterflies. And like I said, I knew they migrated, but I didn't know the other facts around that. So I found that very interesting. Fall, as we know, is a big migration time of year for a lot of birds and stuff. Number 8, leaves change color depending on the species of tree. Not only the amount of sugar in the leaves, but the species, which I didn't know this either. The red maple, red maples, the leaves usually turn a scarlet color. The sugar maple, an orange-red color. Aspens, a golden color. And the oak trees, either a brown or a red or like a mix of the two colors. So some people were probably aware, but I guess I just never gave it any thought. I thought that was interesting, between the sugar and the species of tree. A little bit of trivial information today. Number 9, most common harvests for fall, as we know, are pumpkins and apples, and also cranberries. That's a big time to harvest cranberries, is in the fall. And I don't have this written down, but when I was finding these facts, what they do is the cranberry fields, they flood them. I also read, side note, I get sidetracked very easily, that a lot of fall time fruits and crops and stuff like that are less dense, so a lot of them float. Well, cranberries are one of them. They flood the fields, and the cranberries tend to float. And what they do is they go in there, they kind of stir it up so that they're broken up and they float to the surface, and then they go in and harvest cranberries. That's why when you see the ocean spray commercials, they're in the water with all the cranberries floating. I knew it was I kind of knew that's how they were harvested on the water, but I didn't know that they purposely flooded the fields. And I have a tickle in my throat too, so I apologize for that. Number 10, some animals and birds are smarter in the fall. What do you mean smarter in the fall? Scientifically proven that their brain size actually increases during the fall, and it's birds and animals, like squirrels and such, and it's to help them remember where they hide the nuts and seeds that they need, for hibernation and stuff like that in the cooler weather. So it makes sense. A lot of stuff makes sense when you read it or find out, but it's just stuff you don't think about on a daily basis. Number 11. Okay, fall was not always known by the term fall, which to me I've always thought it was a more informal or slang type of term for the autumn. But it says Americans typically use the term fall, which came from the term falling of leaves, because originally it was called falling of leaves and then they shortened it to fall. Well, British usually use the term autumn, and historically it was known of as harvest. Autumn and fall was known as harvest because obviously the harvest moon and a lot of crops are harvested in the fall. And I also read that the harvest moon was beneficial to people harvesting because they were able to harvest at night because the moonlight was really bright, so they could see what they were doing and they could harvest. Like I said, I learned a lot. I guess I just stuff I never thought about, but I learned a lot looking this stuff up. Common seasonal fruits and vegetables are apples, pears, squash, pumpkins, sweet potatoes, turnips, and more. And this is a side note, not written down, but when I put turnips down here. Now, actually they say that Halloween is more Irish than St. Patrick's Day. That pumpkin carving and stuff, the reason that jack-o'-lanterns have the scary faces is because it's supposed to like scare the spirits and the ghosts. Those of you that know a lot about Halloween, it's all about All Hallows Eve, and the reason people dressed up in costumes and masks were to confuse or to disguise themselves from the spirits, because I guess it was like the window, the one day a year where there's like a window between the spirit world and our world, and it's all about disguising yourself from the spirits because that's the day that they're out and about. So jack-o'-lanterns were also carved to be scary because of the spirits and the ghosts. So actually the Irish didn't start off carving pumpkins. They started off carving potatoes and turnips. That was just a side tangent just for the whole thing with the turnips being, and it makes sense, the turnips being a popular fall harvest. So yeah, they started off carving other things besides pumpkins. Let's see, number 13. Pumpkins grow on every continent. You can find them most places except Antarctica. Antarctica is the only continent that you cannot find pumpkins grow. Number 14. Fall is great for regrowing forests. Now, when you think of like fall, they say it's I don't know how they worded it. It's like a season of death and rebirth at the same time. And like you think about the leaves changing colors and falling off, and that everything is like going into hibernation and things like that. So it's kind of like a dead time of year in a way, but it's also a time of rebirth and stuff like that. And this is an example of it. It's great for regrowing forests because squirrels forget. First, you know, their brains get bigger so they can find the nuts they bury and hide, but it says squirrels forget about 74% of the nuts that they bury and hide. So them bigger brains aren't doing them much good, I guess. But at the same time, all the acorns that they're forgetting about is regrowing the oaks for the future. So not only that, but the leaves falling actually protect the seeds and stuff through the winter because it insulates them, and as they rot and decay, it provides nutrients for the seeds and stuff that are, you know, being protected. So we think of fall as being a time of everything dying and getting bare and the leaves falling and things starting to get cold and stuff, but actually I think it's more like a whole circle of life thing, that's what we see on the surface, but we don't see what's going on underneath, you know, the acorns and the leaves, you know, and regenerating. So I thought that was a little interesting too. And fact number 15, the US produces 4.27 million, it's a lot, 4.27 million gallons of maple syrup every year. That's a lot of syrup. A lot of syrup. So I think fall, you know, with all this maple syrup, eat a lot of pancakes in the fall. Personally, I like pancakes any time of year. And in the fall, I do like pumpkin pancakes. IHOP has the best pumpkin pancakes. But off on a tangent. And these are only 15 interesting facts that I wanted to share. I did find out a lot of other interesting things. Like the equinox, the reason it's called that is because it's equal hours of daylight and nighttime, which makes sense. Also, the countries closest to the equator really don't get to experience a fall season, which, as we know, we celebrate fall in the months from September through November, whereas in the southern hemisphere they're, you know, experiencing fall while we're experiencing spring. Okay, that's pretty common knowledge. But the countries and stuff close to the equator really don't get to experience fall because the tilt of the earth. And they say that Brazil just is a country that just never experiences fall. So, but there were a lot of other interesting things like Greek mythology that came in, and other migration of birds, you know, facts about that. So I guess I just never really thought about a lot of this stuff, but it was very interesting to look up some of this stuff. And then, like I said, the tangents and the side notes that clarified some of the things. And like I said, some of this stuff, I didn't get all this information from one source. I poke around a few sources. Like I said, some stuff is very not interesting to me. So I'm like, if it's not very interesting to me, it's probably not interesting to other people either. Maybe it is. I'm just assuming that. They said there's more babies born in the fall. There are more babies conceived in the fall, which I don't know how that can make sense. But also that babies born in the fall tend to live longer, like closer to 100 years. I'm not sure the science behind that, but I found that on a few sources. I don't know what the fact of that is. It said babies born in the fall tend to achieve more, which I don't know that to be true. I was born in the summer and I excelled very much so, and I've met other people that were born in the summer that are very intelligent people, so I don't know where they get their scientific information for that. They also say that babies in the fall tend to be more athletic and physically active, and they say that may be due to the fact that when the mother is carrying the baby, that it's during the summer months and there's more vitamin D. That kind of makes sense, but I don't know, like, this, you know, the information proving that, but it kind of makes sense. And another interesting thing I read was it might have just poofed out of my head. Oh, you know, in the fall and winter we tend to gain more weight as a whole, in general, people. And we're always saying it's because of the comfort foods and Halloween, and a lot of us are less active in the cooler months, at least I am. And they say that is only part of why people in general tend to put on more weight in the fall. A lot of it has to do with the reduction of vitamin D, which that makes sense too. And a lot of people, there's a debate over seasonal, the whole seasonal effect disorder thing. A lot of people say it's a bunch of, you know, wives' tale crap. I believe it to be true. Supposedly it's scientifically proven. I myself do notice a change in my mood as we go into fall and winter, so I do believe it is a thing. It's not just something made up. Some people that don't believe in it say, oh, it's just something made up, but I believe there's truth in it. I did some summer facts, I think, and I mentioned that in the summer people are usually happier because of the sunlight and the vitamin D, so it only makes sense that in the cooler months it's the reverse. Like I said, I definitely noticed a change in my moods as we go into the cooler time of year, and I think a lot of it has to do with that people in general tend to hibernate just like animals. Like, who wants to be out in the cold more than they have to, unless you like to ski or do winter sports. So yeah, so I know it's getting ready to be my hibernating time of year, where I'm always sending people to do errands because I don't want to go out in the cold and snow. But that's just some side notes, just some other stuff that I ran into or was aware of that have to do with fall. So those are my 15 fun fall facts. I hope you enjoyed me sharing the facts that I found. Like I said, some of them kind of make sense once you know, find them out. Others were very interesting, I was unaware of at my age. It's like, I'm just now finding this stuff out. Wow. And I always like to learn new things, so it was interesting to me. So I hope you enjoyed the fun facts. I'm going to go ahead and end the video, take this mask off. It feels really good. The mask smell, I like the little orange here. The mask smells amazing. My skin feels really good so far. So I'm going to let you go so you can watch all the other Mask Monday videos. Thank you for spending a few minutes of your time with me. I hope you enjoyed what I had to share today. And until the next video, I hope you guys are doing amazing and have a great week. Bye for now.